Hey everybody, welcome to Mammoth Interactive's YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. And remember that this channel doesn't do Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital courses down below. And every single dollar that we get from the products you buy below goes into making more content. The best way to help out this channel and Mammoth Interactive is to subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. Get thousands of hours and hundreds of courses for a low price down below. We have a monthly option and a yearly option. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the video.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we are going to download WordPress. Now, there's going to be more installation that we'll have to do later, but for now, let's just begin by downloading WordPress. You can get WordPress by going to wordpress.org/download or just searching up WordPress download. All right, here, this is the official WordPress documentation. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to select to download WordPress, the latest version. We're using 5.8.1 in this course. This will save as a zip file that you'll have to extract. So make sure you extract that zip file, and so now you'll have a folder called WordPress. Here we have a lot of files. We have PHP files, TXT files, HTML files. We have Wordpress admin, storing all of our admin dashboard files. We have WP content, a folder that stores plugins and themes. So here's where we will put our own custom themes. You can also inspect any plugins that we have. As well, there is WP includes, another folder full of PHP files. You can scroll down and inspect all the different files. So this is a download of WordPress. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we're going to learn how we can host WordPress locally for free on our computer, and specifically on Mac. In this lecture, we'll show Windows in another lecture. And we're going to be using MAMP for the hosting. So go to MAMP's official website, mamp.info. Here I am on their official documentation, and go to the Downloads tab. Here you can download MAMP and MAMP Pro. So select the recommended version of MAMP for your computer, and this is going to save as a PKG file that you can open immediately. Opening the PKG file will take you to the installer. So just go through all of the steps for the installation here. You can hit continue, read the README as well, and read the license agreement. Make sure you agree, then hit continue, hit agree, and you will need about 1.82 gigabytes of space on your hard drive. Here, enter in your user administration password for your computer. Once the software is installed, you can then open up the MAMP application from your applications folder. Make sure you open the regular MAMP application, not MAMP Pro, which is paid. So here I am in my applications folder in my Finder, and I can see I have MAMP as well as MAMP Pro. So we want to use MAMP, which is the free version, and that is the only version that we'll need. Inside of the MAMP folder, you have several subfolders. All we have to do is just open up the MAMP application here, which just says MAMP and has the MAMP logo. All right, and here we go. We are in MAMP. Before we get started with MAMP, we are going to set some settings that will make our MAMP experience more efficient. You can also take a tour of MAMP if you're interested, of the MAMP Pro. So to set the different preferences of MAMP, you just have to go up to the header of Apple, go to MAMP, and then select Preferences. Then here, you'll be taken to the Preferences page for the MAMP application. All right, what we want to set is the ports. We want to change the Apache port. We'll change this to 80. Setting Apache to use port 80 will allow us to access our local websites from localhost instead of having to go to localhost at port 8888. This does mean, however, that each time we start our MAMP servers, we'll have to provide the admin password for our computer, but that won't be too often. Our next step is going to be to set the document root folder. This is the folder where you will store all of your websites. By default, MAMP will use a subfolder inside of itself, but that can be annoying to access. So instead, we'll set it to a more convenient folder. For that, we are going to go into Server, and here we can see we have document root, and we can choose a different document root. So click choose, and just as I did, you can change your document root. So I've changed mine to be my documents folder under my user account, and then I created a subfolder called WordPress websites to store all of my websites. So you can do the same, so that way it's easier for you to find these websites. Awesome. Okay, now we can start opening up our web start page via the MAMP application window. So I'm going to hit OK. And at the top here, we want to click Start, and then we'll be able to start our web page. Here, as mentioned, you have to enter in your user password to launch its helper tool to be able to start and stop servers, change users, and use cloud functions. One more thing we need to do is to copy our WordPress folder that we downloaded in our previous section, and we need to paste it into our MAMP document root folder. So here I'm inside of WordPress websites, and I am going to just paste here my WordPress folder. And you can also then delete it from your downloads. So this was the download that we got from the official WordPress website in our previous section, and we're just copying that over. You can see inside of here we had all of our WordPress files like Phpmyadmin, WordPress content, and WordPress includes. So we have pasted that into our document root folder. Now inside of MAMP, we can now press Web Start. This will take you to localhost/MAMP. Then under Tools, we need to select a database because for WordPress to store all of the website data, it needs a database that we create on our end. So to create a database, it's very easy. Just go to Tools and select Phpmyadmin. This will take you to localhost/Phpmyadmin5 or similar. And here we can create a new database. Phpmyadmin is a web-based app that allows you to manage MySQL databases. Here we can click on Databases, and we can create a new database. Just make sure that you save the database name. So let's call this Hello World Database. Now typically the convention is to use underscores and lowercase letters with SQL, so let's just do Hello World Database here in Phpmyadmin. Now make sure you save this name because we'll need it right now for our next step. I'm going to hit Create, and that will create for me a new database that I can use for my WordPress site. Okay, now if we want to actually start up our website, we can go into our URL. And here in your browser, you're going to type in localhost/WordPress as the URL. And that means that MAMP is going to use localhost as the host for the website. And then /WordPress is the location of our WordPress folder. So if you renamed your WordPress folder, you'll have to put that name here instead. But this is how we're going to access WordPress. Now, if you get a blank page or a message that it cannot find the page, then likely there's some kind of conflict on port 80 or you don't have admin access to port 80. So just go back to MAMP, and here under Preferences, you're going to have to just put your port back to 8888 if you can't access port 80 for some reason. Then press OK. It just puts it back to the original settings. And by default, MAMP should start again on its own. Or you can just hit start the web server. All right, so here now I am back at my MAMP page, but instead of being localhost/MAMP, we're at localhost port 8888/MAMP. So from now on, we have to access localhost at this specific port to go to a site. We don't have to reset the database, that's still created, but now we have to go to localhost at port 8888/WordPress, which is the name of our folder inside of our document root directory. So I'm going to hit enter, And now you should see this screen. So whether you're at localhost/WordPress or localhost at port 8888/WordPress, you should see this. This is the WordPress dashboard. So first you have to go through the configuration steps if it's your first time installing the WordPress dashboard and having it hosted locally on your computer. Now again, there are many other ways to host WordPress. We're using a local host because it's free and it's great for developers to experiment building themes and previewing them. Then if you want to publish your site to the web, you have to actually pay for a hosting service. Whereas this local host means that the files are just being shown on your computer, on your local host at your port here. No one else can visit this and see your port. Everyone has their own unique local host with the same port numbers, but just their computer is their local host. Okay, so then we can select the language and press continue. Then here we can pass in information about our database. So click Let's Go. Here you have to put in the database name that we entered for our SQL database. In my case, that was hello_world_database. Now on Mac, the username and password have to be root. The database host will be localhost because we're hosting our WordPress site and our database locally on our computer instead of live on the web. And the table prefix will be WP_, just the default. All right, then we can hit submit and we can run the installation. For the WordPress installation, to launch the WordPress admin dashboard, we need to put in some information, like a site title. I will call this Mammoth Interactive. Here you can set a username and a password. So I recommend having a secure username and password. I'll change these shortly. Also, enter in an email, and you can discourage search engines from indexing the site if you're just developing this and you don't want it to show up on the web. Once you've entered the credentials and hit submit, you should see a success message. WordPress has been installed. Then you can press log in, and now you have to use that username and password that you just set to log in to your locally hosted WordPress dashboard. Once you press login, there you have it. You are inside of the WordPress dashboard. Congratulations. So here on the header, we have the home page with some links to WordPress documentation. We have the name of your site, comments. You can create a new post, new media, a new page, or a new user. And you have hello followed by your email that you used to sign in and your name. Then you have your dashboard as the default page that is selected. Here you have a bunch of different tabs at a glance. In the sidebar menu is where you can access different functionalities like posts. You can edit all of your posts. Media, you can add media to your library. Pages, you can create site pages, which are static rather than a blog post. You can look at all of your comments. You can customize your theme appearance. Currently, our theme is the default theme, which is the latest year. And you can preview your site actually as well if you would like to see what it would look like. For that, just go to localhost port 8888, the port that is hosting WordPress on your computer, and then go to /WordPress, which is the name of our folder where we're hosting our sites. Okay, and that is allowing us to preview the site. So we have Mammoth Interactive, just another WordPress site. And here we have Hello World, welcome to WordPress. This is your first post. So by default, there is already one post under posts called Hello World. You can add a new post right here. You'll be taken to the post editor where you can set a post title like post 2. Then you can enter this is a description into the actual post body. You can customize the post as well with WordPress admin tools. And in the top right, you can hit publish. Then you can go back to localhost port 8888/WordPress. And if you refresh the page, you'll see you have post 2. And if you scroll down, you have post 1. So by default, we're using the default theme for the current year. So I can just go back to my homepage by clicking in the top left, the WordPress icon at any time.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our course. In this lecture, we're going to learn how to install WordPress on Windows and how you can host a WordPress site for free locally on your computer. And note that only you will be able to see the site because we're hosting the site locally. So this is great for developers who want to try out designing themes and previewing what they would look like. And then if you want to publish the site, you'll have to go to likely a paid service that can host your site on the web. All right, so join me at wampserver.com. WAMP is a helpful environment for being able to install WordPress on a Windows computer. So here I am. We're going to go to the Download tab, and here you can select from either Wampserver 64 bits or Wampserver 32 bits. It all depends on what computer you have. Likely you have a 64-bit computer, but you can always check just by searching up inside of your search bar. Just search up your system in the control panel and hit enter. And this will tell you what kind of system you have. So I have a 64-bit operating system under system type, which means I need to download Wampserver 64 bits. So I'm going to press that button, and then I am going to here select to download Wampserver 64 bits. Some of it can be in French sometimes, so just click on you can download it directly right here. You don't have to sign up for anything. You can just download it directly from whatever link it sends you to. You want to select the button download latest version right here, and then it will start to download. Okay, so this is from SourceForge at this point. And then you can save the file. This will save an exe file. So just like that, we have downloaded the Wampserver exe file. And it's taking some time to download. It's a larger file, so it can take a bit of time, just about a couple minutes. It will download the 444 megabytes, so you will need that much space at least on your computer. Then we'll have to launch this exe file to actually install and set up Wampserver 64. Awesome. Once that is fully downloaded, you can then run the installation. And all you have to do is just click on the exe file to actually run it. That will open up the exe file. I'm just loading here, waiting for it to open up. And then we can go through the installation process. It will prompt us. Okay, so yes, I do want to allow the app to make changes on my device. And then it's going to pop open the Wampserver 64 setup. Awesome, here we are. So first we can select the language that we want to use during the installation. Okay, so here we can select from English or whatever language you want to use from the drop-down menu. Then you can press OK. Here you now have a license agreement that you have to agree to, so I'm going to press accept the agreement and hit next. Then you have some installation information, which can help you troubleshoot if you run into any issues. Also some notes for what might cause an issue. I'm going to hit next. Then we can search a location for the installation. So I'm just choosing my computer. And then you can hit next and you can install any components if you like. We don't need any components except the default ones that are already checked. Then we can hit next, and finally we can hit install. Now I just want to make sure you have the correct components, so just make sure you have the components that I have. You can pause the video and compare. So I have WAMP Manager, Apache, PHP 5.6.4. I have PHP 7.3, PHP 7.4, the Maria database 10.4.13, and MySQL 5.7.31, and applications Phpmyadmin, Adminer, and PHP sysinfo. So you want to make sure you have all of the required installations here, and it takes up about 1.94 gigabytes. Then I can hit next. Okay, there's another list of the components that have been selected. Then I can press install. That is going to take all of those components and install them onto my computer. So it's extracting them via that exe file. So the exe file was just to run the installation. Now that's what we're doing. We're running the installation. Our next step after this installation has completed is going to be to set up a database for our local hosting of WordPress, because WordPress has to store the website data on some kind of database. So we're going to create a database, and it's very easy. You can do it thanks to WAMP very easily. Let's just wait for here the Wampserver 64 to finish extracting all of its files. and then it will give us a success message. All right, so here, before it does that, it can allow you to choose another browser if you don't want to use its default Internet Explorer. So if you want to choose another browser, you can hit yes and then select the browser from your computer directory. You just have to find the browser application, like Firefox, for example, or Brave. You can find the browser inside of your computer directory and just select that. Or you can hit no if you want to use Internet Explorer. And also the default text editor is the Notepad, but you can choose another text editor or a code editor to use as the default editor for your files. Or you can hit no if you want to just use the Notepad. And then it's going to complete its installation after you've selected those two properties. And you can change those later as well. Okay, then it will tell you that there are some instructions for use. So you can actually read through instructions for use.pdf if you run into any trouble. This is located inside of the WAMP64 folder, which has now been created on your computer. That is the folder that contains the installation of WAMP. Then I can hit next, and look at that. We now have Wampserver 3.2.3. I can hit finish, and the installation is complete. So now I have to actually open up the Wampserver application. So here I am inside of my computer directory, inside of the WAMP64 folder that has been created. And then I can just run my WAMP file with my WAMP manager right here. And I'm going to hit yes and allow this to run. It's going to flash a few times, and then at the bottom of your computer, at the bottom right, you should see this green WAMP icon now appear. So it's at the very bottom here under your toolbar. I'll zoom in a little bit to help you see. Okay, there it is at the bottom. Now, if it doesn't appear right there, it might be also hidden here. So you might have to click on this little tab to find it right there. So it's just the WAMP logo. Okay, you may have to make sure it's green. If it's red, it means something went wrong. You should have a green logo so that it says local server, all services running. Okay, then you can click on that and you'll be taken to a few options. So just click on it and a few options will appear right here. So these are some options about the server. You have localhost, Phpmyadmin, adminer, your virtual hosts, www directory, Apache, PHP, MySQL, MariaDB, help. You can start all services or stop all services or restart all services. All services are running because we have a green colored icon. All right, next we need to click on Phpmyadmin to create a database for WordPress. So let me zoom out, and here I am inside of Phpmyadmin. This is just my default web browser that I selected for the Wampserver. And then inside of here, my URI, I am at localhost Phpmyadmin. All right, I can zoom in here for you with the magnifier. Okay, there I am at localhost /Phpmyadmin. That was open for me as soon as I pressed on Phpmyadmin. So here is where we can create a new database for WordPress. All right, we're going to enter a username root, and then we will leave the password blank. These are the default credentials to log into our localhost Phpmyadmin. So our username root, password is empty. The database will be a MySQL database. Then I'll press go, and that will take me into Phpmyadmin dashboard. All right, so here we have databases. So click on that and you can see all of the databases created for you by default. We are going to create a new database here by putting in a database name. I'm going to call this hello_world_database. Then I'm going to hit create, and that will create the database for me, and I can see it listed in the left sidebar. I can also go back, or that is the toggle actually. I can here create a table if I wanted to, or creating the table is not required. I can go back by clicking on the logo Phpmyadmin at any time. And I can go back to databases and see all of them again. All right, so there we have our first database created. You can also change the name at any point if you don't want to use the Latin 1 Swedish CI. Commonly, you'll see UTF-8. So here that would be under our bin, UTF-8. And you can choose, such as the default, UTF-8 General CI. So you would have to go under the category here for UTF-8. Then you can choose General CI. So at any point you can click on the database and inspect it. All right, you can also here go back by clicking on the logo at any point, going back to databases as well. And here we have our Hello World database. All right, so next we now have to copy and paste our WordPress folder into our WAMP folder. So previously we installed a WordPress just by downloading WordPress from wordpress.org. And now we have to combine the two steps. So we had WordPress and we had WAMP. We combined the two in order to actually host a WordPress site locally and to be able to access our WordPress admin dashboard. So copy your entire WordPress folder, which you extracted earlier, and now we're going to paste that into WAMP. So we need to paste it into WAMP and then www. So here I am inside of WAMP 64. Inside of www, I'm going to paste in my WordPress folder. Awesome, now WordPress is pasted in. We can go back into our browser, whatever browser you were using. And actually you can use any browser, you don't have to use Internet Explorer. You can just create a new tab, and here inside of your path, just like you were typing in a website, as if you were typing in a website, we're going to go to our localhost /WordPress. So in your path here, just type in localhost /WordPress. Localhost means that you are going to a website hosted by your computer instead of a website hosted by the actual web. Then you have /WordPress, which refers to the WordPress folder that we just pasted into our WAMP folder. So if you change the name of that folder, you would have to change the name of WordPress here. Now that link will automatically take you to /wp-admin, WordPress admin /setup-config, because it is our first time setting up WordPress. So here we have to go through a few steps the first time we set up WordPress. First, we select our language for WordPress. Then we enter in the information of the database that we created earlier. So I'm going to hit Let's Go, and here we have to enter our database name, and we called that hello_world_database. That is the database that we created in Phpmyadmin. So you have to make sure you use the exact database name. The username you'll remember was root. The password was no password. The database host was localhost on our computer. If we were actually paying for web hosting to host our site on the internet, we would put in the database host name there. Then we have our table prefix. We can leave that as WP_. We press submit, and now WordPress is asking us to run the installation of WordPress admin. So we can run the installation. Now for this specific website, we are going to put in a site title and some more data. And here you can change this information at any time. So I'm going to put in a site title of hello, or I shall put in Mammoth Interactive. Then I'll put in a username and a password, and as well enter in an email, and you can discourage search engines from indexing this site. So once you've filled in, you can put in any username and any password. I recommend using a secure username and password, and you can enter your email, and then you can press install WordPress. Awesome, then you will get the message, WordPress has been installed, and you can press log in, and now you can log in using the username and password that you just created. And here I am logged in. So this is the WordPress admin. If you see this, it means you are now able to enter your admin for the site, and you can also preview the site because it's now locally hosted. All you have to do to preview your site is go to localhost /WordPress. Localhost because the website is hosted on our computer locally, and /WordPress because that's the name of the folder where we created WordPress. That was the folder that we copied from our WordPress download from wordpress.org. And note that no one else will be able to see your site. Only you can go to localhost /WordPress and see your site. Everyone else has their own local host. So this is different from hosting on the web, which is usually paid. Now, if you want to go to the admin, you just go to localhost/WordPress, the name of that folder that we copied and pasted in, /wp-admin. So that is the link to go to the admin dashboard. This is the link to go to the preview of the site. All right, so currently we are using the default theme that was just set by WordPress. In our admin, we have at the top our header where we can go to the homepage at any time. To go to About WordPress, we're using version 5.8.1. Then you can go to your own site itself, preview at any time by clicking on the name of the site up here. We can also customize the site and create a new post, media, page, or user. So this is like the quick links at the top. On the left-hand sidebar, we have more options like going to your dashboard where you can see an overview of the site, going to all your posts to see blog posts, going to media where you can upload media, going to pages where you have different pages of the site. You can see comments. You can go to appearance to customize the appearance. Here you can see which theme we're using. By default, we're using the latest year theme.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our course. In our previous section, we learned how to host WordPress and access the admin dashboard, as well as how to preview our page. You'll likely have to use port 8888 if you are on Mac, or just localhost if you're on Windows. All right, so here, our next step in this section is going to be to install Woocommerce. Woocommerce will be one of the 2 plugins we'll install in this course. Typically, you want to install as few plugins as possible because plugins will slow down your WordPress site, but some plugins are required, such as Woocommerce. This is a very popular #1 open source e-commerce platform built on WordPress. It is customizable and will convert a default WordPress theme like the one we're using now. We can see if we go to appearance themes, we're using just the latest default theme. And you can use any theme as well. Woocommerce will convert your theme to a fully functional e-commerce store. So it will add for you more pages specifically for building an online shop. It has secure payment processing, configurable shipping options, and more features. It also ensures responsivity for mobile devices and other devices. And Woocommerce can integrate with a lot of other features like email marketing and more. All right, so let's get started with installing the plugin. In our sidebar here in our WordPress admin dashboard, we'll have to select plugins. So make sure you're in the admin dashboard by going to localhost at port 8888 if you're on Mac, and you couldn't use the default port 80, which is just localhost without any port. And then go to /WordPress, the name of the folder that was the WordPress folder that we downloaded from wordpress.org, and then /wp-admin for WordPress admin. Then that will take you to the admin, and then we can add a new plugin by selecting plugins here in our sidebar, and we can select add new from the sidebar or from the top. You can press that button. By default, there were 2 plugins that are already installed whenever you download WordPress: Anti-Spam and Hello Dolly. All right, let's select add new, and we're going to search for Woocommerce. So here we can search for Woocommerce and hit enter, and that is going to pull open a search result, and you want this first one, Woocommerce, the world's most popular open source e-commerce solution by Automatic. It's completely free. You can hit install now. There are pro versions of Woocommerce with paid features, but we only need the free version for the core functionality. So just give that a moment to install, and then we'll have to activate Woocommerce. And after 30 seconds, it has installed, so we can now press activate. That is going to enable the plugin. So make sure you install and then that you press activate and just wait for the plugin to activate. That means it will actually embed itself into your site. All right, here my page is refreshing on its own as the plugin Woocommerce is activating. Awesome. And now in our sidebar, we have a new tab that says WooCommerce. And we have plugins, analytics, and marketing. Here, WooCommerce will prompt you to start setting up details about your store details, industry, product types, business details, and theme. You can just skip all of that if you want to by scrolling down and selecting Skip Setup Store Details. Also, you don't have to send any data to WordPress. You can select No. Then you can go through a short tutorial here. And under the WooCommerce tab, you can enter in these details for WooCommerce. Store details, add products, set up payments and payment methods, set up tax and tax rates, and personalize your store. Then at the bottom, there are other options as well for more features. All right, so here in this tab of WooCommerce, you can go through all of your orders that have been created. You can go through all of your customers. You can also create coupons. You can see all of your reports. You can view settings. You can view your status, and you can get extensions. All right, so WooCommerce is extremely popular for building out an e-commerce site quickly. You can also go to your Pages tab to see all of the pages of your site here, and you'll see that you now have new pages that have been added thanks to Ecommerce. So Ecommerce has actually created for us a cart page, a checkout page, a My Account page, a refund and returns policy page, and a shop page. You can view any of these pages just by clicking on the View button, and that will take you to a preview of that page. It will be at your local host at your port /WordPress, the name of the site folder /cart. So here we have /cart. This is what the page would look like. I recommend previewing your pages at 100%. All right, and you can see we have a header at the top, then the name cart, and this utilizes our theme that we have implemented, just the default WordPress theme. And on top of that, it just took the theme and then created its own pages. So WooCommerce has integrated into our WordPress theme. Our cart is currently empty, so we can press return to shop. That will take us to WordPress /shop. So the shop page, we currently don't have any products, but we'll set them up later. We also have a footer at the bottom here where we can search through, we can look at recent blog posts, we can look at recent comments, and we have our WordPress footer. We can go home at any point. The home page is just a page full of all of our blog posts, of which we just have one blog post. We can go back to go into our WordPress admin. Okay, we can take a look at the checkout page next by clicking View. Checkout is not available whilst your cart is empty. Your cart is currently empty. You can return to the shop. You can go back again and check out My Account. You can click View, and here you can see My Account. This will be the page that your customers will see. They'll see hello followed by their account name. Then they'll be prompted to look at their recent orders, change their addresses, or edit their account details so they can see their dashboard, they can see their orders, they can see downloads, addresses, account details, and they can log out. So that is the My Account page with several sub pages. As well, see here, created was a refund and returns policy. We can preview that. Refund and returns. This is a sample page. Often for an online shop, you'll have to specify your refund and returns policy for when customers inevitably ask for a refund. And you have one more page, the shop. You can click View to check that out. Currently, we don't have any products in the shop, but we can easily add new products to the shop thanks to WordPress and WooCommerce, the plugin for WordPress. So join me coming up next. We're going to install one more plugin that we'll need for the project, and that will be Elementor for building out the design of all of our pages. So I will see you in our next section. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course. In our previous section, we learned how to install the plugin WooCommerce for quickly being able to build an online shop. Now, in this section, we're going to install one more plugin, and that is Elementor. This is a visual website builder that will allow us to more easily build out the design of our site. So let's go into plugins in the sidebar, and we'll add a new plugin. And here we're going to search for the plugin Elementor. You can hit enter, and that will give you the search results. Here we're going to select Elementor Website Builder by elementor.com. Hit install now, and once the plugin is installed, we will activate it and then we will put it to use. With Elementor, we won't have to do any coding. We can just visually build out our site. All right, it's installed. Then I'm going to press activate to activate the plugin. Once we have our plugin activated, we can start building out our website. Now, if I go to my pages and I open up a page, like for example, we could do my account. We can press view to view that page. Well, now we have the option to edit the page as per normal, but instead of using the WordPress editor, we also have the option to edit the page with the Elementor editor. Elementor is growing and it's a very popular website builder. So by default, here WordPress has its own editor, but there's also this button that says Edit with Elementor. If you click on that, you now have the option to use Elementor to edit the design of a page. So this is the Elementor editor. It's just loading up right now. It allows you to drag and drop different objects. There's a free and paid version of Elementor. We're only going to need the free version in this course, but if you want to get more features, you can get the paid version of Elementor. So on the left sidebar of Elementor here, we have different elements that we can just drag and drop right onto the page. Just make sure you drag and drop them into some widget area, right, like so. So I'm going to drag and drop my image into this widget area. Okay, now it's appeared just above here. And then you can select the image itself from your library, and you can change a whole bunch of properties of the image. You can change the content properties, the style properties, and then advanced properties. And you can do that with any object. All right, so you can select from the basic objects. There are also pro objects for the paid version. There are general objects, which are more basic and free objects. Then you have site objects, which are paid. Woocommerce objects are also paid. And then finally, WordPress objects if you want to add regular WordPress elements to your page. If you want to save this, you have to go to the bottom here and press update. Also, you have this bottom menu where you can go into the settings of the page, the navigator, history of your changes, responsive mode, and preview changes. All right, so here we have pressed update, so our change has been saved. You can undo your whatever you've done as well by going into history, or just by selecting Control-Z for undoing. Then you'll have to update the page again. You'll be prompted to do so. All right, and that is how you can install the Elementor plugin. Great, so now that we have our two plugins ready, we have Woocommerce and we have Elementor. Join me coming up next. We are going to learn how we can build out our online shop. So here I am in Elementor. At any point I can click in the top left icon to inspect my site settings, my theme builder, my user preferences, my finder, a preview, or going back to my dashboard, which will take me back to my WordPress admin dashboard if I click on exit to dashboard. That will take me out of Elementor and into just my regular WordPress admin. So join me in our next section. We'll begin by building products for our shop. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course. Previously, we learned how to install Woocommerce and Elementor, and in this lecture, we're going to learn how we can add new products to our Woocommerce shop. So here on the sidebar, select the tab Products, which was created when we installed Woocommerce. Here, we can create a product or import a product. Let's select Create a Product. And then let's wait for the product page to load. So this is what the product page looks like. At the top, we have here a product name that we can put in, such as Mammoth Unlimited Membership. I'm going to use some of our products. Into here, you can put in the product description, such as Learn to Code with over 250 courses. And then at the bottom, you have product data. Here you can put in the type of product, a simple product, grouped product, external affiliate product, or variable product. You can also select, is the product virtual and is it downloadable? Virtual products are intangible and not shipped. Downloadable products allow you to access a file when you purchase them. Then you can put in the regular price of the product and the sale price of the product. We also have an inventory. We can have an SKU to uniquely identify the product. We can enable stock management. We can have a stock status, as well as sold individually if we want only one of this item to be bought in a single order. Then we can have linked products. We can put upsells and cross-sells. We can add in product attributes, as well as advanced notes. You can also get more options for products, like one-page checkout and many more shop features. All right, once you have your product data, you can also enter a product short description, just the regular description, but shorter. Okay, and on the right-hand side, you also have another series of tabs. You have the Publish tab, where you can set the status, such as draft, scheduled, or public. You can set the visibility, and you can hit Publish or Preview or Save Draft. The permalink here you can also edit if you want to change the slug or path to this product page. And then you can choose a product category and add product tags, as well as set a product image and add product gallery images. If you want to set a product image, you have to upload a file or select one from your media library. If you don't have any files in your media library, then upload a new file. Here I'm going to select 3 images from my computer and also include these images in case you want to use them for testing out your site. You want to make sure the names of these images are descriptive for search engine optimization. Then I'm going to hit open, and that will upload those images to my media library. Then I can choose one of the images to use as this product image. For search engine optimization, you want to fill in the alternate text of the image, such as, for example, here, Mammoth Unlimited Membership. You should describe the purpose of the image or leave it empty if the image is just decorative. You can also add a caption and a description, also useful for SEO. Then you can press Set Product Image. Now, if you want to preview this product page, you can select the Preview button. That will launch in a new tab the page of the product. All right, so here we have our site title and description at the top. We have the path to this page, which is the home page, and then the uncategorized products, and then the name of the product. So you can have categories of different products. After that, you have the image for the product, and you have a sale button because we set it to be on sale. On the right side, we have the name of the product and the original price versus the current price. Users can select how many of the product they want, and then they can add it to their cart. We also have an SKU and the category here. Then at the bottom, we have the description of the product. You'd want to fill this in with a detailed description. And you have reviews where users can review the product. And at the bottom, you have your regular footer. So if I added this product to my cart, then it would appear in my cart. So here I have added 7 of those to my cart. And then I could go to my cart page to see all of them with view cart, which is just the site/cart, so I can see my product and my number of items. I can also enter a coupon code and I can update the cart. And I have my cart total, and then I can proceed to the checkout page. So that is how you can add in a cart item as well as just a regular product to your site. If you want to accept real payments, you have to set up payment methods for your store, which you can do in the admin side. Just under Woocommerce, you can set these settings. All right, so if you want to publish this page, make sure you hit the publish button. Otherwise, that product won't actually be added. Well, as soon as you publish a product, you can actually see it in your store. So you can go into your pages and go to the store page. The store page is one page that you cannot edit with Elementor because you can only edit it by creating new products. So here we have the shop page, and we're going to click view to view that shop page. All right, so here I have shop, and I can see I have one shop item. If I want to edit this page, I will have to do that by changing up my theme because I cannot touch this page directly via Elementor at least. All right, so there I have my shop page. Now, if you want to change the size of this image to be full size, you have to customize the site settings themselves. So click on customize in the header here. You can also go into Wordpress admin and go to appearance and then customize the appearance. All right, so now we're customizing some global features of our site. Here we can see we have the name of our active theme, site identity, colors and dark mode, the background image, menus, widgets, homepage settings, excerpt settings, Woocommerce, and additional CSS. Let's click on Woocommerce where we can change different features of Woocommerce like product images. Under product images here, we can set the thumbnail cropping. We can crop all of our images to a square. We can select a custom cropping, and if you wait a moment, you'll be able to actually preview that here. Or you can select uncropped, which will just display your original image in its full size. That's what I want here. Awesome. Okay, then I'm going to save these settings by hitting that publish button. Make sure you hit that, otherwise your changes will not be updated. Then I can close my customization of the site in the top left. This will take me back to my shop, and now here in my shop, I can see I just have my image without any cropping. Awesome. Okay, so let's go back to admin. We can go back into our Woocommerce and we can see all of our products. So here I am under Woocommerce, under home. Okay, the add my products has been selected, but you can add new products at any time by starting with a template, adding them manually, importing via CSV file, or importing from another service. So if you start with a template, you can select one like physical, digital, or variable, and then press go to create the product template. And just wait a moment for the template to load up. Then you can edit the template and create a product. So here we have the same page we had again, but this time for a second product. So I can add in a second product here. Now it's a template now, which means that some things will be different. Because we selected to use a template, we have here our description filled in with some fake words, lorem ipsum. We also have a product category selected and a product image selected for us. And at the bottom, we have some samples as well selected for us, some sample settings. So you can use that if you want to implement a template. Otherwise, you can go to products at any time and go to all products to see all of them, or add new to create a new product. And you can also view categories, tags, and attributes. So let's select add new and create a new product. Here, let's just wait a moment for the product to be created. Okay, and because we selected add new instead of add via template, we have to fill in all of our details from scratch. So here I can put in a second product like the complete Python and machine learning for everybody 3.0. This is another course of ours. I'll give in a short description here. Build machine learning projects. Of course, you'd want this to be longer typically. You can fill in your product data at the bottom here. The regular price, for example, the type of product, and more. You can also enter a short description. On the right-hand side, you can choose a category for the product. You can create new categories. It's useful to add product tags as well. Then you can select a product image. So I already uploaded, let's see, okay, I didn't upload one of those. I'll just change my product name to Hello Coding instead and set that product image. Let me change this to Hello Coding 3.0. I'll call this Anyone Can Learn to Code. So I'll change my product up a bit because that's the image I have. Then I have to publish the product, so I'm going to press publish. And just like that, the product will be added into my store. So I can go back into my page for the shop, and I can see that I'll have a second product added. So I'm going to click on Pages, and I'm going to see my second product. Just go to the Pages tab in the left sidebar of the WordPress admin. Then go to the shop page and press View to preview our shop. There it is. And look at that. Now we have a second item here, Hello Coding 3.0. If you want these two items to be a little bit bigger, you can customize your site settings again. So again, at the top here, we want to click on Customize to customize our site's global settings. Here, we're again going to go into the section Woocommerce, and we'll change the size of our products. So I will click on the section Woocommerce. Here we have Store Notice, we have Product Catalog, and that is where we can change the size of our products. Our shop page display allows us to choose what to display on the main shop page. Our category display allows us to choose what to display on product category pages. Our default product sorting, we can choose to sort our products in a certain way. Then we can also select how many products we want to show per row. So if I change this to only show 3 products per row, the size of the images will increase. So let's change that to 3. You can also select how many rows you want to have per page. All right, then make sure to hit publish in the top of this customization. Otherwise, your updates will not be saved. My updates are now saved, so I can see my images are a little bit bigger now on this shop page. Let's create just one more product, so that way we will fill out our one row. And of course, you can create as many products as you need for your shop. So I'm just going to create one more product for our example website by going into Products and then selecting Add New, either via the button or via the sidebar. Then let's put in our product here. I'm going to first go into my product image and see what images I have. Okay, I have Excel in 99 days. I'm going to make that product. That's my last image that I have. I'll call this Excel Machine Learning and Blockchain in 99 days. That's another one of our products. I'll call this Learn Excel and More for Beginners. My description. Then again, I want to select my product data, like my regular price and my sale price. At the bottom, I want my short description. On the right-hand side, I can publish the page, give it a category, give it tags, an image, and then even more images. I'm going to hit publish just to create this product because we're creating a quick prototype of our site. And of course, you could replace the products at any time and add more products. So now we can go into our shop by going to our pages and previewing the shop page again. And this time we'll have a third product that has been added. So at the bottom of my pages, I'm going to view the shop. You could also just go into your URL here of your local host at port 8888/WordPress/shop to go to any page like the shop page. If you're on Windows, it'll be localhost without this port. So here's my shop, and I can see, look at that. Now I have 3 items here inside of my shop. And make sure you preview the page at 100% zoom for the most accurate look at what the page would look like, at least on a computer screen. On a mobile screen, you can resize the window to take a look at what it would look like on a smaller screen. All right, so that is how you can add objects and products to a shop here with Woocommerce. Coming up next, we're going to learn how to build an e-commerce homepage with Elementor. Because currently, if we go to our homepage by clicking on our site title, we can see we just see Hello World. By default, WordPress creates the homepage as just the page of all of your posts. This is a default post that was created. Instead of showing my blog post on my homepage, I want to show some of my featured products. So coming up in our next lecture, we're going to start a new section where we learn how to use Elementor to design a page. I will see you over there.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this course. If you want to watch the rest of the course, the link is down below. Not only will you get the access to this course, but you'll get access to a lot of other courses in a huge bundle, and it's on sale today. So buy before the sale ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.